Today, we will learn the following concepts related to fractions. Rahul, Meena, and Nikhil are playing a game. They took 4 similar strips of paper. They folded the first paper and made 3 equal parts of it. Similarly, they made the second strip into 6 equal parts, the third strip into 9 equal parts, and the fourth strip into 12 equal parts. If they have to share the parts of each strip equally among themselves, how will they do it? Think for a while. Let me tell you, everyone will receive 1 part out of 3 parts from the first strip. That means everyone will get 1/3 part of the first strip. Now, there are 6 parts of the second strip, so everyone will receive 2 out of 6 parts. That means each person will get 2 by 6 parts of the second strip. Similarly, each will get 3 by 9 parts from the third strip and 4 by 12 parts from the fourth strip. Now let's discuss the parts received by Rahul. Now, if you look at these fractions, then they may appear different to you. But if we place the parts one over another, then we will find that these are covering one another completely. What do you understand by this? Think for a while. You are absolutely correct. We can understand that these fractions have equal size. That means all these fractions represent equal parts of a whole. Therefore, the value of fractions 1 by 3, 2 by 6, 3 by 9 and 4 by 12 are equal. The fractions whose values are equal are called equivalent fractions. Tell me, how many 6 are present in the fraction 1 by 3? Think for a while. Absolutely correct. 1/3 is equal to 2 6. Similarly, can you tell me how many 12ths are there in 1/3? Think for a while. Absolutely correct. 1/3 is equal to 4 twelfths. Now let's try to represent these fractions on the number line. If you look at these fractions, then they may appear different to you. But if we represent them on the number line, that is, we are representing 1/3 like this, 2 sixths like this, 3 ninths like this, and 4 twelfths like this, then we can observe that all these fractions are marked at a similar point on the number line. Similarly, we can understand that the value of all these fractions is equal. That means all these fractions are equivalent fractions. One of the ways to find the equivalent fractions of any given fraction is to multiply its numerator and denominator by the same number. For example, multiplying the numerator and denominator of 1 by 3 with 2 will give 2 by 6. Multiplying with 3 gives 3 by 9 and with 4 gives 4 by 12, which are equivalent fractions. Similarly, in order to find the equivalent fractions of any given fraction, we can divide its numerator and denominator by the same number. For example, to find the equivalent fractions of 6 by 18, the numerator and denominator can be divided by 2, which gives equivalent fraction 3 by 9. Similarly, dividing by 3 will give an equivalent fraction of 2 by 6. And similarly, dividing by 6 will give an equivalent fraction of 1 by 3. To find the equivalent fraction by division, it is necessary to find the common factors of numerator and denominator. Now let's understand what is the simplest form of a fraction. Suppose there is a cake and we have to divide it into 12 equal parts. If we take out 8 parts from it, then the fraction represented by the parts taken is written as 8 by 12. Here, the numerator is 8 and the denominator 12. Since both numbers are even, therefore, 2 is the common factor of these two numbers. If we divide 8 and 12 by 2, then we will get the equivalent fraction of 8 by 12 as 4 by 6, which can be represented like this. 2 is the common factor of both 4 and 6, so this can also be divided by 2. This results in an equivalent fraction of 2 by 3. Now here we can see that there is no common factor of the numerator and denominator except 1. So we cannot divide it further. So we can say that the simplest form of 8 by 12 is 2 by 3. The fraction in which the numerator and the denominator have no common factor except 1 is called as the simplest form or lowest form of a fraction. Today, we learned the following concepts related to fractions. Today, we will see examples on the following concepts related to fractions. One day, Shelley brought 2 chocolates with her. Both chocolates were of similar size. She divided the first chocolate into 5 equal parts and gave 2 parts to Nisha. Similarly, she divided the second chocolate into 15 equal parts and gave 6 parts to Ishan. Does Shelley give equal parts of chocolate to both? Shelley divided the first chocolate into 5 equal parts and gave 2 parts to Nisha. This means she gave 2 by 5 parts of chocolate to Nisha. Then she divided the second chocolate into 15 equal parts and gave 6 parts to Ishan. This means she has given 6 by 15 parts of chocolate to Ishan. We want to find out whether Shelley gave equal parts of chocolate to both. When both of these fractions are equivalent fractions, then we can say that they have equal value. That means both received an equivalent share. So let's find whether 2 by 5 and 6 by 15 are equivalent fractions or not. If we multiply the numerator and denominator of 2 by 5 by 3, then we get the fraction 6 by 15. Similarly, if we divide the numerator and denominator of 6 by 15 by 3, then we get the fraction 2 by 5. Whenever the numerator and denominator of a fraction are multiplied or divided by the same number, then we get its equivalent fraction. Therefore, we can say that 2 by 5 and 6 by 15 are equivalent fractions. This means Shelley had given equal parts of chocolate to both. There is another interesting way to do this. This method is called cross multiplication method. In this method, we write the fractions as 2 by 5 is equal to 6 by 15. Then, we multiply the numerator of the first fraction with the denominator of the second fraction, and we multiply the numerator of the second fraction with the denominator of the first fraction. If we get the same product on both sides, then we can say that both of these fractions are equivalent fractions. Here, the product of 2 into 15 is 30, and the product of 6 into 5 is 30. Since the product on both sides is equal, we can say that 2 by 5 is equal to 6 by 15. Example 2. There are 45 students in Rohan's classroom. Out of these, 27 students are boys and the rest of them are girls. Find the simplest form of the fraction representing the strength of girls. Here, the number of girls is equal to number of all the students minus the number of boys. That is, 45 minus 27, which is equal to 18. Since there are 18 girls out of 45 students, the fraction will be 18 by 45. To represent this in simplest form, first, we will do the prime factorization of 18 and 45. Then, we represent the factors of 18 and factors of 45 like this. Can you tell what will be the HCF of this? Absolutely right. The common factors of both are 3 into 3. Therefore, HCF will be 9. Then, we will divide the numerator and the denominator of 18 by 45 by HCF 9. By doing so, we will get the simplest form of the fraction 2 by 5. To derive the simplest form, we can represent the numerator and the denominator in their prime factors and cancel the common factors of the numerator and denominator. Next example, represent the fraction of shaded part in the given figures. Are all these equivalent fractions? In the first figure, there are 3 equal parts out of which 2 are shaded. So the fraction of the shaded part in the first figure will be 2 by 3. In the second figure, there are 6 equal parts out of which 4 parts are shaded. So the fraction of the shaded part will be 4 by 6. In the third figure, there are 12 equal parts out of which 8 parts are shaded. So the fraction of the shaded part in the third figure will be 8 by 12. By looking at the figures, it appears that the values of all these fractions are equal. But the correct way to find this is to represent these fractions on the number line. Divide the unit distance into 3 equal parts on the number line, and 2 parts of these are represented by the fraction 2 by 3. Similarly, we will represent 4 by 6 and 8 by 12 on the number line. As you can see that the fractions 2 by 3, 4 by 6 and 8 by 12 are represented at the same position on the number line. So, their values are equal. That means all these fractions are equivalent. Today, we have seen examples on following concepts related to fractions. In the next video, we will discuss some misconceptions. Today, we will see some misconceptions and common mistakes related to the following concepts. Misconception 1. Ishan and Nisha were finding the equivalent fraction of 5 by 7. Ishan has written it as 6 by 8 and Nisha has written it as 10 by 14. Find out who wrote the correct equivalent fraction of 5 by 7. Sometimes there is a misconception that adding the same number to the numerator and the denominator of a fraction gives its equivalent fraction. In this way, Ishan had definitely added 1 to the numerator and the denominator of 5 by 7. Therefore, he got fraction 6 by 8, which is incorrect. So option 1 is the wrong answer. The correct understanding is that whenever the numerator and denominator of a fraction is multiplied or divided by the same number, then we get its equivalent fraction. Here, Nisha has multiplied the numerator and the denominator of 5 by 7 with 2 and obtained the fraction 10 by 14. This is an equivalent fraction of 5 by 7. Therefore, option 2 is the correct answer. Misconception 2. One day, the teacher had written fraction 14 by 42 on the blackboard and asked the students to write it in the simplest form. Shaili has given 7 by 21 as an answer and Akshay has given 1 by 3 as an answer. Who wrote it correctly? The last digit of 14 and 42 is even, so the numerator and the denominator can be divided by 2. The obtained result 7 by 21 is considered as the simplest form of 14 by 42. Mistakenly, it is considered that the fraction cannot be simplified further. Therefore, Shaili has given the wrong answer. In any fraction, if only 1 is the common factor of the numerator and the denominator, then it is called as the simplest form of the fraction. To obtain the simplest form, we will first find the HCF of the numerator and the denominator. Here, the HCF is 14. Then, we will divide the numerator and the denominator by the HCF. By doing so, we get the simplest form of 14 by 42 as 1 by 3. That means Akshay has given the correct answer. Now let's see some common mistakes related to equivalent fractions. Sometimes, students understand that by multiplying or dividing the numerator and the denominator of a fraction with the same number gives the other fraction, then those two fractions are equivalent fractions. But when they are asked if 5 by 10 and 8 by 16 are equivalent fractions, then they observe that by multiplying or dividing the numerator and the denominator of 5 by 10 by any number does not give 8 by 16. Similarly, multiplying and dividing 8 by 16 by any number does not give 5 by 10. So, it is misunderstood that both these fractions are not equivalent fractions. As you can see, both 5 by 10 and 8 by 16 represent equal parts. So, they have equal values. That means both are equivalent fractions. By finding the simplest form of the fraction also, we can check whether the given fractions are equivalent fractions or not. Today, we have seen misconceptions and common mistakes related to the following concepts.